Where's the sound trip ever taken?
Like, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? I'm over here just hanging out at Oddcast. I didn't really have a whole lot going on today, so I decided, you know what, man? Why don't I get on here and play some Ninja Turtles, you know? That's something we used to play down at the arcade all the time, me and Scoob, you know? And, like, I know I have a ton of these voicemails and things I haven't been answering, so I figured, you know what, man? Why don't I get on here and we'll start answering some of these, so let's get on with some of these calls you guys have been making for me.
Yeah, whatever happened to Scooby-Doo? That guy was my favorite person on your TV show. But one day he just stopped showing up. Where'd he be? Where's Scooby-Doo?
Like, excellent question, man. Scooby-Dum, well, man, I don't know how to put this. Scooby-Dum went out hunting with a couple of friends, and, well, Scooby-Dum does as Scooby-Dum does, and, well, Scooby-Dum thought it would be a good idea to try to be a deer to lure in more deer, man, but it didn't work out, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, man, on to the next call that we had come in.
This is a math problem my son's been dealing with. If his friend Jimmy has 16 apples and he has 12 apples, why don't they just shut up and eat the apples? Also, who the hell needs that many apples? That just seems like a lot of apples. That's more than Meemaw makes for her pie.
Well, now that's an interesting math problem. I didn't hear a minus or plus or dividing, multiply. I didn't hear anything actually math in that, man, so you might want to double check what you're asking. But most of all, man, with those many apples, I mean, that's like me and Scooby's lunch, man. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, on to the next voicemail.
What's your cardio routine? I'm only asking because I've been chasing people for years, and yet I've always been right behind them. I never catch up, but I've always seen you on the TV running, and you run for a long time at the speed of a dog. So, how do you do it? What's your secret?
First off, man, are you calling me from, like, a cabin in the woods, or you, like, underneath a lake? You know, like, what is your deal? What do you mean you've been chasing people all the time, man? What the hell? I feel like I should be investigating whatever the hell you've got going on. Are we even vetting the people that are making these calls? Because, I mean, I feel like we're just taking calls, and we're not actually thinking about it, man. But, cardio-wise, it's just running from scary people like you, man.
Yeah, this is a question for Shaggy. I was watching the History Channel, and I have an honest question. Why is the History Channel just full of ancient aliens and swamp people? I feel like we've kind of devolved as a society and are no longer using the History Channel for its intended purposes, which was World War II documentaries and hunting for Bigfoot. Roll Tide.
You know, funny enough, man, me and Scoob ran into aliens a while back, and I don't know if they're ancient, but man, let me tell you, I'm in love with a broad from another planet, and there ain't nothing lonelier. No. Anyway, I mean, as far as hunting for Bigfoot, I mean, we do that all the time, you know? I mean, it's usually just some guy in some big shoes, but maybe there is something out there, man, and that's what we need that History Channel for. We don't need to know about ancient aliens, man. We just need to know if Bigfoot's actually out there, because I swear to God, if I run into one more goddamn person just in a bunch of shoes, man, I'm gonna lose it.
How come after all those years, you've never called the cops ever? Like, if I were to hear that there's a blood-sucking monster out there, first thing I'm doing is calling the cops. Why ain't you calling the cops out there?
Well, now, man, we typically do call the cops, but You see, man, the thing is, as I was saying with Bigfoot, it's typically just a guy in a suit. So, I mean, we have to call the cops after we figure that out, but it's typically just getting to that point in the mystery before we can call the cops, you know? Because, man, you call the cops, start talking about some scary monster or some spooky thing going on, they're not gonna believe you. You gotta have a physical evidence, man. So that's why we do what we do.
Gee, I got a question for Shaggy. How come is it I called you guys about the mystery of my sister's missing wig? You guys never got back to us on that. And luckily she got the wig back, but then it was a whole ordeal we could have gone without if you could have just helped us find it.
No, Whitey, I know that's you calling it. Only you could sound like that and talk about a wig, man. Oh, wig, man. Oh, man, let me tell you, every time I've had to go out looking for a wig, the amount of times me and Scoob have had to dress up to get by something, man, let me tell you. But the only reason we didn't take the case, man, is there was nothing supernatural. Anyway, I think we have one more from him in here somewhere. Where is it?
Is it on? Okay, so now that I know it's actually recorded, I don't know if you got my last message, but the last message isn't about what I actually want you to come for. What I actually need you guys to come down for, there's a bunch of deer. And I like the deer, my friends. But I was watching this program called South Park the other day, and they had a bunch of cute little animals. But then it turns out that those cute little animals were helpers of Satan, and I don't need that kind of thing in my life. So if you can come out here and investigate the deer, and you just let me know the deer ate for Satan, that would be really great.
Well, that took a dark turn. I mean, I'll get Fred and we'll see if we can come out and do your case, because the deer thing, now that's more up our alley, you know, trying to figure out, is it actually that, or are they just mind-controlled, or are they just people in suits? That's something that would be interesting for us to come out and investigate. But tell you what, Whitey, you keep us in your speed dial and we'll be right back to you, man.
Yes, I've been a long time watcher. I've never actually used the voicemail system. So my name is Morbius, the sugar-free or splendor vampire, if you will. I really just have a question for Shaggy. Do you have diabetes? Because if you do, then I think it'd be a most delectable time for me to... Well, really, I just want to know so that I know if you're sweet or if you're salty or sour. Really just asking for a friend.
Well, now, like, I don't mean to be that guy, but that doesn't sound like you're asking for a friend. And, did you say Vampire Man? I am not okay with that. Let's make sure we're vetting these people before we let them call. Let's take one more caller, man.
Yeah, I got a question for that, Shaggy. What do y'all think about Harambe bringing us to the bad timeline? And what, if anything, do you think could get us back on track? Long-time listener, first-time caller, I'll go ahead and take the answer off air.
First off, man, thoughts and prayers out to the family of Harambe. That was a tragedy, and in a different animal family. My heart goes out to you, man. As far as bad timelines, I don't really know if we could say a bad timeline versus a good one, you know? I mean, I'm hunting monsters every fucking day of my life. That's right, I'm dropping fucking F-bombs here, man. I'm hunting these fucking monsters every day, and you're gonna tell me that this is a good timeline? I think everything's been a bad timeline from the beginning, man. I don't think there is such a thing as a good timeline. If there was, I'd have a talking dog and not have to go fight werewolves. Well, I think that's all the calls and things we're gonna be taking for this episode, but you go ahead, man, and you all stay on, stay happy. And if you want to leave us a message, go to oddcastmedia@gmail.com, and you can just send me an email. I'm done taking voicemails, man.